Language Foundations Vocabulary Flashcards, helping you achieve understanding.
Recovery or preservation from loss or danger. The act of delivering a child. The voluntary transfer of something, title or possession, from one party to another. Baseball. The act of throwing a baseball by a pitcher to a batter. The act of delivering or distributing something, as goods or mail. His reluctant delivery of bad news. Your characteristic style or manner of expressing yourself orally. The event of giving birth. She had a difficult delivery. Recovery or preservation from loss or danger. Work is the deliverance of mankind. Recovery or preservation from loss or danger. Free from harm or evil. Take forcibly from legal custody. Rescue prisoners. An act of economizing, reduction in cost. There was a saving of 50 cents. The activity of protecting something from loss or danger. Recovery or preservation from loss or danger. A surgeon's job is the saving of lives. Bringing about salvation or redemption from sin. Saving faith. Characterized by thriftiness. Wealthy by inheritance but saving by constitution. The act of delivering a child. The voluntary transfer of something, title or possession, from one party to another. The voluntary transfer of something, title or possession, from one party to another. Suffering from or suggesting a liver disorder or gastric distress. The care, feeding and stabling, of horses for pay. Uniform worn by some men servants and chauffeurs. Set the level or character of. She pitched her speech to the teenagers in the audience. Any of various dark heavy viscid substances obtained as a residue. Abrupt up and down motion, as caused by a ship or other conveyance. The pitching and tossing was quite exciting. Promotion by means of an argument and demonstration. An all-fours game in which the first card led as a trump. A sports field with predetermined dimensions for playing soccer. Throw or hurl from the mound to the batter, as in baseball. The pitcher delivered the ball. Heel over. Be at an angle. Sell or offer for sale from place to place. Erect and fasten. Pitch a tent. Move abruptly. A high approach shot in golf. Baseball. The act of throwing a baseball by a pitcher to a batter. Degree of deviation from a horizontal plane. The roof had a steep pitch. Throw or toss with a light motion. A vendor's position, especially on the sidewalk. He was employed to see that his paper's news pitches were not trespassed upon by rival vendors. Fall or plunge forward. She pitched over the railing of the balcony. Hit, a golf ball, in a high arc with a backspin. Lead, a card, and establish the trump suit. Set to a certain pitch. He pitched his voice very low. The action or manner of throwing something. His pitch fell short and his hat landed on the floor. The property of sound that varies with variation in the frequency of vibration. The act of delivering or distributing something, as goods or mail. Your characteristic style or manner of expressing yourself orally. His manner of speaking was quite abrupt. Language, communication by word of mouth. His speech was garbled. The mental faculty or power of vocal communication. The act of delivering a formal spoken communication to an audience. Words making up the dialogue of a play. The actor forgot his speech. A lengthy rebuke. Your characteristic style or manner of expressing yourself orally. Her speech was barren of southernisms. Something spoken. He could hear them uttering merry speeches. The exchange of spoken words. They were perfectly comfortable together without speech. The act of regaining or saving something lost, or in danger of becoming lost. Gradual healing, through rest, after sickness or injury. Return to an original state. The recovery of the forest after the fire was surprisingly rapid. The act of regaining or saving something lost, or in danger of becoming lost. Computer science, the operation of accessing information from the computer's memory. The cognitive operation of accessing information in memory. My retrieval of people's names is very poor. Something that people do or cause to happen. Pretend to have certain qualities or state of mind. He acted the idiot. Behave unnaturally or affectedly. She's just acting. Something that people do or cause to happen. A legal document codifying the result of deliberations of a committee or society or legislative body. Perform an action, or work out or perform an action. Think before you act. A short performance that is part of a longer program. He did his act 3 times every evening. Perform on a stage or theater. She acts in this play. Have an effect or outcome, often the one desired or expected. How does your idea work in practice? Behave in a certain manner. Show a certain behavior, conduct or comport oneself. You should act like an adult. Play a role or part. She wants to act Lady Macbeth, but she is too young for the role. A manifestation of insincerity. He put on quite an act for her benefit. A subdivision of a play or opera or ballet. Be engaged in an activity, often for no particular purpose other than pleasure. Be suitable for theatrical performance. This scene acts well. Discharge one's duties. She acts as the chair. Something that people do or cause to happen. A legal document signed and sealed and delivered to effect a transfer of property and to show the legal right to possess it. He signed the deed. Something that people do or cause to happen. Act of transferring property title from one person to another. The act of moving something from one location to another. Act of transferring property title from one person to another. The transmission of information. Something that serves as a means of transportation. Document effecting a property transfer. Act of transferring property title from one person to another. Act of transferring property title from one person to another. Cause to go on or to be engaged or set in operation. Throw the lever. Convey or communicate. Of a smile, a look, a physical gesture. The maximum movement available to a pivoted or reciprocating piece by a cam. Organize or be responsible for. Have, throw, or make a party. Cause to be confused emotionally. Put or send forth. Get rid of. Be confusing or perplexing to. Cause to be unable to think clearly. Place or put with great energy. Utter with force. Utter vehemently. Throw accusations at someone. A single chance or instance. He couldn't afford $50 a throw. Bedclothes consisting of a lightweight cloth covering, an afghan or bedspread, that is casually thrown over something. Casting an object in order to determine an outcome randomly. He risked his fortune on a throw of the dice. Cause to fall off. Make on a potter's wheel. Move violently, energetically, or carelessly. Propel through the air. Throw a frisbee. The act of throwing, propelling something with a rapid movement of the arm and wrist. The catcher made a good throw to second base. Throw, a die, out onto a flat surface. To put into a state or activity hastily, suddenly, or carelessly. Throw the car into reverse. The act of expelling a person from their native land. The sentence was one of transportation for life. The act of moving something from one location to another. The sum charged for riding in a public conveyance. A facility consisting of the means and equipment necessary for the movement of passengers or goods. The commercial enterprise of moving goods and materials. The United States federal department that institutes and coordinates national transportation programs, created in 1966. The act of moving something from one location to another. Hold spellbound. A mechanism that transports magnetic tape across the reed, write heads of a tape playback recorder. Something that serves as a means of transportation. A state of being carried away by overwhelming emotion. Move while supporting, either in a vehicle or in one's hands or on one's body. The commercial enterprise of moving goods and materials. Transport commercially. Send from one person or place to another. An exchange of molecules, and their kinetic energy and momentum, across the boundary between adjacent layers of a fluid or across cell membranes. Move something or somebody around, usually over long distances. The act of moving something from one location to another. Transfer from one place or period to another. Transfer somebody to a different position or location of work. The act of moving something from one location to another. Application of a skill learned in one situation to a different but similar situation. Move around. Transfer the packet from his trouser pockets to a pocket in his jacket. Transferring ownership. Change from one vehicle or transportation line to another. The act of transferring something from one form to another. The transfer of the music from record to tape suppressed much of the background noise. Someone who transfers or is transferred from one position to another. The best student was a transfer from LSU. Send from one person or place to another. Lift and reset in another soil or situation. Shift the position or location of, as for business, legal, educational, or military purposes. A ticket that allows a passenger to change conveyances. Cause to change ownership. I transferred my stock holdings to my children. Move from one place to another. Transfer the data. A way of expressing something, in language or art or music, etc. that is characteristic of a particular person or group of people or period. Designate by an identifying term. They styled their nation, the Confederate States. The popular taste at a given time. The 1920s had a style of their own. Distinctive and stylish elegance. A pointed tool for writing or drawing or engraving. How something is done or how it happens. In the characteristic New York style. A way of expressing something, in language or art or music, etc. that is characteristic of a particular person or group of people or period. All the reporters were expected to adopt the style of the newspaper. A particular kind, as to appearance. This style of shoe is in demand. A slender bristle-like or tubular process. A cartilaginous style. Botany, the narrow elongated part of the pistil between the ovary and the stigma. Editorial directions to be followed in spelling and punctuation and capitalization and typographical display. Make consistent with a certain fashion or style. Style the dress. Make consistent with certain rules of style. Style a manuscript. The event of being born. The theological doctrine that Jesus Christ had no human father. Christians believe that Jesus' birth fulfilled Old Testament prophecies and was attended by miracles. The nativity is celebrated at Christmas. The event of being born. The event of being born.
Become our student and get access to effective and free educational materials. Subscribe to our YouTube channel to become a part of our growing YouTube community and to learn English effectively.